Dun, 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 dun. Yellow mix. Let's find us a paintbrush here. Let's get on this bad boy. Alright, this is the guy from this morning. We are going to epoxy him in about an hour from now on my live show over there on, where am I at? God damn it. Instagram and Facebook. Okay, so we're just going to give him a couple more touch-ups before we start that show. This is my buddies. I did not taxidermy this. I am just going to bring it back to life for him. Let me make sure. Let's make sure I can see comments. Available offline. Oh, God. So slow today. So slow. Alright. Alright. Let me just set up my computer real quick and then we'll rock. I'm live right now. Boom. There we go. I'm live right now. Boom. Okay. There we go. So, what we're going to do is just paint this guy a little bit more, touch up the glue that I put him back together with. And then we're going to epoxy in about an hour. And I'm going to epoxy some more things that I can make jewelry with. So, right now I'm just doing a couple touch-ups on him. This is a real lobster. He's going to go back to his house, his home here, and look at that, man, just get that tail going. His enclosure's over there. I had to fix a couple things on his enclosure, and I have to get another piece of black, glass, not black, Jesus. Just another glass for the top. It broke. And then this guy will be going home to his original home where he's been for, I think, over 10 years. I don't know how long this one is. I know they didn't take the meat out of it, which is freaking disgusting. So, that being said, let's turn off the heater. Hot. That being said, I don't know how to do it this way, but it's not mine. I'm not going to knock the artist, whoever it was. They might have frozen, like flash froze it. I hear you can do that. Oh, look at this. This one's about to fall off. But the meat is keeping it on. That's bizarre. Alright, let's get that thing back on. So we'll do that repair. So this is like the final stages before I put the epoxy on. Then I'm going to paint it one more time after the epoxy. So, let's see here. So like I said, right now we are just putting the finishing touches on before we epoxy in about an hour. It'll give enough time for this paint to dry. We had a mishap. You can see I'm going to have to add another antenna, which I will be doing in a minute. So we can blend all that and make it look good. Alright, let's see here. There we go. We got them all back together. Humpty Dumpty. There we go. God. And just like this guy came back to life, man. Which is way cool to me. So, I am proud of this. This one is completely different than what I do. I will say that. And with that being said, I honestly don't. I've never seen one with the meat still in it. It kind of seems like a waste. There's so much meat that could have been taken out of here. But what I believe they did is they flash froze it and then just encased it in something, and maybe that's why they put it in the case. That part I do not know. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Thank you for joining. If you're new, what I do is I go down and grab these lobsters underwater, and then I bring them back up and I taxidermy them. This one I'm just repairing for my friend for his dive shop, and I didn't taxidermy this, and they didn't take the meat out. So tonight on my real show over there on Instagram and Facebook, I run a show 5:30 to 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, and I'm getting back to YouTube. So I'm coming back here. Thank you for joining. If you want, you can subscribe. If you want to see what I do, I have short videos that'll take you through the process. I'm pretty good at what I do, as you can see up there. I'm not a taxidermist. I just can't afford. Each one of these costs $850 to $1,000 to get taxidermy, and you don't get the meat back. So that being said, I started doing it myself over 10 years ago. And this is what I get with. So I take all the meat out of mine though, and before I put them back together, I take them, I grind up the meat like you would hamburger, and then I have lobster dogs. They're lobster sausages. We put them inside a sausage, just like a sausage, but it's completely lobster meat. So you get a 1/4 pound hot dog of lobster meat anytime I want. So every part of this, not this one, but mine, gets 100% sustainability on it. Stamp of approval. Okay, let's see. This gotta be good. Let's just hit it with that like that for a second. And then what we'll do is we'll hold this up. This thing has been falling apart. I didn't think I could save it, but apparently I could, and I did. So kudos to me. Look at that. Thing of a... Alright, so just gluing that back on, and then we'll paint that too. Hang on, I want it to match up with all the other ones. So yeah, I'm just getting ready for my show down there in an hour, or what is it, half an hour. If you would like, you can come back and watch that on Instagram, Seawolf13, SEAWOLF 13. Boom. Come check me out on all social media, but I am making my way back to YouTube. I had to go down there and perform a little bit for about a year to see if I have what it takes to be in the big leagues, and I believe I do. I believe once you see my content, you will agree, if you haven't seen it yet. If you've seen it and that's how you decided to come here, or if you're just watching lives, which I do to practice, look at this. There we go. That's how I can get underneath and get that seal. All right, so this will be done. What else okay, we're going to fix the antenna right here. Let me turn it for you guys so you can see. This broke, so I need to put another antenna right there. Well, let us figure this out real quick. Let me go to the parts department for lobsters. Oh, here we are. We've arrived. You have arrived. Alrighty. Let's see, we're going to want a darker red one for sure. These are all antennas. Instead of taking them and throwing them away, I keep them. Okay. Let's make sure we have toothpicks right here. And let's find a nice fit for this guy. I'm looking at one right here, and this might work. It's a little big, so we'll just cut it in small sizes. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. Let's see what that's going to look like. Like it wasn't even broken. So what I do is I take glue, I'll shoot it down here. And then I'll set this in here. And this will harden. And then what I'll do is I will put it into here and put glue on this side. And this one already has it. Then what I'll do is take a nice little paintbrush and just cover that up just a little bit. So this project is going quite well. Swell, as the kids would say. Swell. Here we go. Exactly where I want it, right there. Okay, no, I don't. I want it moved over. Placement is everything. Okay, that should do it right there. I don't know if I like that, so before it sets, let me pull it apart. I don't like how that looked, so we will retry. Right there. I'll just hold it like this for a minute. Make sure it gets that seal that I want, right where I want it, so it doesn't move. And yeah, so we'll be painting this in about a half an hour with epoxy. Let it dry tonight, and I keep my garage around 70 degrees to make sure it gets a proper, that's pretty much what I've learned from YouTube about epoxy. Do I know about epoxy? Fuck no. I know nothing about it, but I've turned out to do pretty good on it because look at all those ones. So they do work. Let's get some color in here so it doesn't look like it's not matching up. And stroke, stroke, stroke. I know it looks super red there, but it won't. It'll come into its natural color. So the one thing I do have to check is, I hope that's not, let me put him in his natural enclosure. So what if it doesn't fit in there with the antenna being that high? We'll come across that bridge when we're there. Right now, let's just get this guy painted and back together. Humpty fucking Dumpty. Let's get this little glue that we glued on its little leg right there. Get more natural looking. There we go. Man, I'm excited to give this back to my bro. I'm over this. I'm over this particular one. I don't know why. It's just, it's not mine is why, and that's not why I'm over it. I'm over the it wasn't done in my brain correctly, and maybe it was, and I don't get it. But why would you keep all the meat in it? That's disgusting. But listen, I don't know who did this. Maybe somebody was just trying it out on their own and they didn't know what they were doing, just like me. So who am I to say they were wrong at this point? You got you got a point there. So we are now done and ready for the show. I'm just going to explain on my Instagram show what I've done, kind of like this, but then I'm going to actually paint this guy with 2-part epoxy, which is down there. I can't grab it in front of you, but I have the epoxy. So I always like to ask if you could just follow if you like this kind of content. Normally I'm going down and grabbing these guys. You get to watch that, and then you get to watch me do 100% sustainability where I take the meat out of its shell. No other chef has done it. I talked to a sous chef the other night at the steak place, and she was impressed of my skills of being able to take out the meat. Now, I don't cook the meat, my wife does, but I've deep fried it. I've turned it into a lobster dog. We call them sea dogs. And with that, I'd love to come hang out with you. Oh, fuck yeah, let's hang out. Oh, you're from Dave's show. I've seen you. Let's hang out. This is my pre-show. This is where I want to be. I want to be up here on YouTube, Chris. But look what happened if you are following my page. Look what Mark Zuckerberg, he went from sucking dick to fucking saying we can do whatever we want now. He's going to treat Facebook and Instagram. I just got out of Instagram jail. My videos are starting to go viral because I said the word fag. I called all my bros a fag growing up. I don't care if you're a fag or not. You're not special, but you're not unspecial. You're the same as everybody else. So, I got in trouble for saying that, and I was used to going to Facebook jail. I've already been over 60 times, but we started Facebook back in the day when there was no rules. Freedivers wanted to kick my ass. I said, that's a fun idea. Come on up. Here's my address. I've since calmed down on that. My wife's like, you tell everybody you're gone out of the house. What the fuck? Why would you give your address out? So no more giving the address out. But, I'll give you my address. I live here in Monterey. I think you're down south. How's those fires? Or are you up here? Where are you, Mr. Calico? Mr. Chris. And if you don't want to say, I get it. It's the internet. Jesus. I get it. Anyway, this guy is going to be ready for the Instagram show. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my Newport. Okay. There's one of my buddies. Hang on. Wife's calling. Hey, love, I'm live, but hello? What? No, what's doing? It's just YouTube. I posted what you showed me, the Mr. Zuckerberg fucking thing. He looks like a bitch, huh? He didn't. Oh yeah, well yeah. He stole. Did you not watch the Facebook movie? He stole it from 2 guys. Love you. Goodbye. Okay. Is there any traffic? Just text me when you get there. Love you. Okay, sorry. My Newport connection down there. We can hang out. Do you know where the blue water is? You know where the blue water is? Anyway, this is a guy that contacted me on the internet because he went out with all of his buddies that said they would help him get lobsters, and he went 19 years and never got a lobster. Now he's in his 70s. Chris, this is all documented. This is a fucking... Do my own lobster one time, like you were saying. Haha, it didn't work as good as yours. You know why? Because I've done 1,000. I ruined probably 10,000. The corpse of halibut skeletons, now I'm keeping them. But in my backyard, I live on the farm. I could throw them down. I have a river running through my fucking property, right? Or a creek. I don't know. What's the difference between a creek and a river? You guys tell me. I still won't understand. I didn't even get out of high school, so that part I don't understand. Here's what I'll tell you. You gotta freeze them. And I don't care if you're a cook and you say you can't freeze something and then unfreeze it and then refreeze it. I do it all the time. Everybody loves my shit. So, okay, listen. Maybe mine's not as fresh as everybody else's. Well, I mean, unless I come home and I fucking say, let's eat this. Boom. They're still walking around. You fucking do what they knife to the head. Whatever you want to do. I like keeping all the parts. I mean, Chris, look I need these. This is this is going to be a bling chain. Yeah, everybody's seen the bling chain. This is a real gold chain, but the bling chains are the fake ones. And then you just put foam in there and then fucking paint them gold on top. And then this one right here is my buddy's. I'm going to take it back to him. I lost it. If you've been following back in the opener, he grabbed the biggest one on our lobster trip, the Bug Brothers. We were supposed to go to Cortez, didn't make it, so we stayed out at SBI. Land of the Giants. That's what I was saying on Dave's show today. Because the comedian guy said he was down at SBI. Well, SBI is where everything is. It's the land of the giant of every fucking kind of fish. A beautiful little small island, so you can get around it all day. And you can find the lobsters. And if you know where they're at, because you've been doing this for 20 years, you just kind of look. When you take a huge lobster out of its hole, the next huge lobster says, that's my place. That's where I want to be. Next year, you go back there, lo and behold, there he is, another one taking a stand. Now, I will say this. This was my buddy's, and I didn't even tell him. I took the butthole. This butthole has been in this thing forever. I got it right over here. Like I said, I am the butthole snatcher these days. And look at that. That's this guy's butthole. For some reason, they left all the meat in this. I think they froze it. I don't get the theory behind it, Chris. But anyway, hang on. I'll come down. I'll show you how to do it. Fuck, I mean, my buddy has a boat right there at the Blue Water. You know where the Blue Water is in Newport? I think that's where we're out of. Yeah, Newport. Right there by West Marine. Anyway. He went 19 years. I told him. They put me on this boat. I mean, they're all worth millions, those kind of guys. He has his own boat just to have fun, to go over to Catalina, get a mooring ball. It's fun. He can bring clients. He can bring his wife. Everybody has their own estate rooms that comes with a cook. You have your own bathroom. I've never had my own bathroom and shower on a fucking boat before. Normally they're like, hey, don't waste water. We're going to be out here for 4 days. Knock it off, fucking assholes. Okay. All right. So, they asked me, do you think you could get him a 5-pound lobster? I said his first one will be over 6 pounds. Babe Ruth shit. Documented the whole fucking thing, Chris, if you're still watching. Documented the whole fucking thing. You can go back on my YouTube page. I didn't put any music in it, so I don't think I had to take that one down and make it private so I can redo them. I used to be a bad boy, didn't give a fuck. Now I find out you can make money at this bullshit. All right, less cussing, or just put 18 and over. You know kids they see 18 and over, they have ghost accounts, parents. So if you think the little account you set up for them that had all your restrictions, their fucking friends told them how to get their own account. Pretend like you're on that account when mom and dad's around, and then look at the real shit that's going on in the world over here. And then they'll get your algorithm, and then you're fucked. So, don't worry. Nobody got fucked up with my algorithm. This is what I do. I go down. I took with this guy down, and now he's a really good friend of mine. They fly down from, he has his own plane, got a 2-engine, accomplished man. Because to be able to back this boat up right there perfectly, as a matter of fact, the warden's gone on his boat because I was going down there so much with him. Fun story. I kept asking this millionaire what kind of charter business he's running. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? Should I call my lawyers? He has lawyers. I say I have lawyers, and then you got the Yellow Pages lawyer. It's about a $4,000 retainer if you want to retain one. and be serious about it. If you're going to get divorced, it's going to cost you, well, back in 2000? I think it was 2000. I can't remember. It's a blur. Beginning of 2000. Don't worry, Emily West and I ain't talking about your bullshit ever again. I can talk about my divorce, can't I? Right? I already taught you a lesson, little girl. That's my daughter. She called me a narcissist because her mom, my ex-wife, is just that hateful. So if you're a man that's been through divorce and had kind of a hateful, I had the worst case. It took me 5 years to get divorced from her. 5 years. Fought everything. I didn't want anything except for a relationship with my kids. And here's what you're going to get, dads. You're going to get Wednesdays and every other weekend. Enjoy it. Unless she's a crackhead. Maybe they've changed. I don't know. What if I go into court now and just identify as a fucking woman, right? Do I get the same rights as that fucking crazy fucking lunatic? Or no? Anyway, going down the rabbit hole, but let me finish up with your story because I got to get over there to, okay. So we go out, right? First day, boom, we're on the spot. He pulls out a 10-pounder. Did I assist? I don't know. Watch the video. All I told him, if you grab one of these big ones, I was so confident. I said, if you grab one of these big ones, you keep your hand on it and you squeeze it once it's at the horn. You have to be at the horn. I've never seen anybody rip off a horn. This motherfucker ripped off the horn. He's 70-something. I got arthritis already. Just fucking, I'm like, holy shit. Because then he grabbed my hand thinking it was the other horn, and he almost broke my fucking hand. I'm yelling at him underwater. Fucking let go, let go. Meanwhile, my buddy knew what he was doing, so he shoved his hand so this big tail couldn't get out. He had nowhere to go. So, one horn off. He's going to die now. Because if you take a horn off, it's going to die. Don't think everything grows back. Fuck off. When they break their horn, I've seen, if you're going to take one of these 100-year-old fucking creatures and crustacean, make sure you cook it right. Make sure you give it the fucking ultimate fucking burial. And I believe this is the ultimate burial. This one's not mine. This one, this is somebody that wanted one of these that didn't know what they were doing because the meat's still inside after like a decade. So ripping the butthole off was a little disgusting, but I got the butthole. And now I have another collectible. I'm just collecting anything over 10 pounds, I'm taking the buttholes. Now you say, what do you do with a butthole? Well, you gape it out and you put it on one of one, Air Force One, lobster edition, from a lobster that I grabbed last year. That's why I know about lobster leather. Nobody's ever heard of lobster leather, but God damn it, you've been watching, you know what I'm doing. So, to say this is fucking just like walking into the end zone? No. I've seen the NFL where it's a for sure thing and they're high stepping and fucking and then they trip and fumble. I ain't gonna trip and fumble. There's a no trip and fumble. I've done that my whole fucking life, right? You can almost make it. I made it the whole time. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I start my own business and this is my next step. I just started a business. A social media business, a creator. I'm one of those idiots. But here's what they say. If you're going to do this, have original content. And that, my friend, I have. Last year I shot 43 halibut in the head with a spear gun, 900 pounds, and I collected all the leather. Now I'm taking leather classes on YouTube. There's no real teachers, but then you find a guy or gal that you bond with if you want to learn something in my brain. And you contact them and they go, fuck, I put that video up 4 years ago. Yeah, thanks for liking it. I'm like, no, listen, shithead. It's my turn. I'm going to do what you did, but I'm doing it my way. I tell them I got lobster leather. They're like, they don't have leather. I said, shut the fuck up. Check this out. I show them, they're like, holy shit, you're on to something. These are people that have already been in the end zone. But they were high-stepping and they almost made fame. Or maybe they're famous in their head. I don't fucking know. But Chris, I'm glad you're following because I go there all the time, or I used to, until they got boarded. And then Listen, they just don't want a bad boy on the boat. Okay, I get it. But I got a other friend from that friend. No. That friend was first. Anyway, doesn't matter. That friend goes with me everywhere. He's a champion. He got this one. Comes all back full circle in my life. He got this one on the opener. And we have an exclusive Bug Brothers, right? We got shirts. It's an expensive trip. We're doing one right now. If you want, you're an advanced diver. We're not babysitting anybody. But if you want to come experience this and get knowledge from the best of the best, they're doing a trip in March. I have the brochure. I'll put it up on my thing. They're only taking 22, and I think we're up to 16. So, and it's on the Vision. So, do with that information as you want. I'm hoping to come home with 10 more 10+ pound bugs because I'm doing 2 trips, and I'll just keep them whole, unfreeze them, take them apart for you guys, put them back together, instantly take that meat straight down to the fucking market, let them grind it up. But you gotta keep it whole. You gotta keep it whole. I've seen all the websites and groups since I've been running my mouth to take them out. Maybe it's illegal. Here's the thing. I don't have any anymore. I really don't have any. I'm down. The last 4 I got were for Christmas, and I did a beautiful Christmas party with my family with them. And I'll be damned, those fucking things were eating. They were watching me pull the head and eyeballs apart. They're like, I don't know if we're going to eat that part. We'll just eat the tail. There wasn't one fucking eyeball left in there because it's all muscle. The eyeballs, these things are muscle. Everything on here is a goddamn muscle. Anyway, I'm overrunning my time. So, Chris, thank you. Come on over to Instagram or Facebook, Seawolf13, 5:30. God, I got to make my drink too. All right. Let's get out of there. And thank you. And we'll share this out. Please share this out. Thank you.